Welcome! In this video, I'm going to talk about the self-confident INTJ. Long before I had ever heard of an INTJ, I determined that the number one step in moving towards a solution for a tough problem was to believe that it was soluble. In my own mind, I told myself, and accepted as fact, that I could solve this problem. Once I had taken this step, in the vast majority of cases, I found the solution. This was true of test questions or electronics troubleshooting problems. There's nothing that can cripple my efforts more than self-doubt, so I consciously started off by setting my mental approach to one based upon the axiom that I could and I would solve the problem. As we go through life, we find that problems usually can be solved, and standing around wringing our hands over the fact that the problem exists is just not on our radar. I begin by evaluating the situation to see if it really is a problem. The world of politics is a great source of using non-problems to stir people into fearfully insane responses. There are many cases today where kids are being treated for anxiety and trauma because they have been falsely told that they are all going to die because the ever-changing climate will continue to change. There are any number of causes and issues that are being used today to frighten people in order to achieve political power for some group or other. But few INTJs buy into these emotionally based causes because we start by evaluating the problem up front and deciding if it really is a problem or merely a scare tactic. Then, if it is determined to be a problem, and only then, we will search for solutions to the problem that will actually solve the problem and not merely redistribute wealth and power for political reasons. Just think of the potential for abuse by anyone who can put across the lie that something that can't be changed is a critical problem that must be addressed right now. There is literally no limit to what such a person, if put in power, could do to squash people's freedom to think for themselves, to express their thoughts out loud, to steal the hard-earned money that they have acquired, and force actions upon them that they do not wish to perform. There are people in prison today in some countries who are there simply for expressing forbidden ideas. The fact that this is possible is far more ominous than could be any idea that one might express, no matter how reprehensible it might appear to others. Thomas Jefferson was my favorite of the U.S. presidents, and in his notes on Virginia, he wrote, "It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself." Long before the existence of the current governmental Big Brother mentality that has grown much stronger of late and so desires to tell you what to think and do, Thomas Jefferson pointed out that this is unacceptable in a free country. He self-confidently wrote, "For there is not a truth existing which I fear or would wish unknown to the whole world." INTJs first and foremost want to know the truth. What do the facts and evidence say? You cannot find out the facts if parts of the World Library of Facts and Ideas is set aside into a forbidden section where you are denied access by law and threat of punishment, including prison, if you pursue this knowledge. Thomas Jefferson, just like myself, would have been appalled that things have gone so far downhill, where in this modern era, medieval laws could be enacted to punish people with heretical ideas. Once we have established the truth on a subject, to our personal satisfaction, INTJs will move forward with full confidence that this truth can be used as a bridge to move from where we are to where we wish to be. If we are handed a project at work, and we have mentally gone through the details of what is desired and what resources are available, once a clear path to success is set in our minds, we can appear to be like a machine moving forward, even if it is in spite of the efforts of others around us to steer us aside from our intended path. This set of steps, we have determined, will provide the results we desire to achieve. The alternate suggestions have been evaluated and found to be wanting. There are occasions when explaining why our plan will work and why their plan will not work takes up more time than it would consume in moving most of the way towards the goal. It is viewed as arrogance when an INTJ simply gets something done without explaining himself to others. As a rule, an INTJ is far more willing to do all the work himself to avoid getting stuck into a group project, or, failing that, being sure to trim off a portion of the project that will be entirely under his control. It is common for an INTJ to think, "Will you please get out of the way and let me get this done?" We rely on the tools of focus and direction to plan out our actions. We understand the system, and we often not only see the path to success, but we also can see the snares, dead ends, and problems that will be introduced if we do not move with the proper focus and only in the right direction. When I am watching someone else doing something that I could do far better on my own, and I have to wait for that person to finish before I can take another step on my project, I feel frustration bubbling up inside, and I sometimes have to take deep breaths to suppress the stress growing by the minute as I watch in helplessness. I so want to say, "Will you please get out of my way?" Sadly, I have found that feelings of others get hurt if I don't allow them to fumble their way to completion, no matter how long it takes, so I can finally move forward on what I am doing. It is like being locked into a cell where I am denied my freedom to act. When we understand a problem and can see the steps to solution, we are naturally self-confident. We work hard to reach that state of affairs. It follows that this approach will have demonstrably different results depending upon how many other people are involved with the project. If we are solely responsible for solving the problem, we often will shine with excellence. If we have to work with others, results can vary. The old saying, "If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem," could have easily originated from an INTJ. After solving a problem in our heads and seeing the path to success, any time we have to waste dealing with other people's feelings or poorly thought out suggestions will be frustrating. And if we are impatient to get the thing finished, we appear to be arrogant and unfeeling. And they wonder why we don't function well in a group. Part of the maturing process for an INTJ is developing skills and techniques to minimize the negative effects of our natural self-confidence when working with others. We learn to hide our frustration and our impatience, as well as finding ways to avoid these situations more and more. We tend to drift towards lone wolf sorts of jobs, where the entire load for success is upon our shoulders alone. When forced into a group, we will work towards carving out our own part clearly, and then deal with that and let the others do their part in their own way. A group is a system of sorts, and we are good at understanding what a system can and cannot do, and we are future-oriented, so we can visualize how things could be better, and whatever we are doing today is not necessarily what we will be doing forever. If we don't like our current job, we will be more selective in choosing our next one. Have you ever been criticized for being too self-confident? How did you deal with that? If you enjoyed the video, please click like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you click on the bell, you will also receive notifications when I put up a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.